When the narrator and his wife first moved into their new home, it wasn't exactly in the safest neighborhood. Every night, a large chef's knife sat on the bedside table, a small comfort, a line of defense against whatever might come from outside. But what they didn't realize was that the real threat wasn't coming from outside at all. It started one night, just a week after they moved in. The narrator's wife suddenly woke him, her voice trembling. She was certain someone was downstairs. Footsteps, faint noises, like someone moving through the house. Heart pounding, the narrator grabbed the knife and charged down the stairs, his footsteps thunderous, trying to sound fearless, both to scare off whoever might be there and to convince himself he wasn't afraid. Room after room, closet after closet, nothing, not a single sign of anyone. The couple tried to brush it off, telling themselves it was nerves, the unfamiliar sounds of an old house. Still, just to be safe, they anointed the home with holy water, and for a while, everything seemed fine. Until one early morning. The narrator woke to use the bathroom. On his way back, he could hear his wife in his stepdaughter's room, gently waking her for school, telling her to get in the shower. Nothing unusual. He went back to bed, laid down beside his wife, and froze, because she was still there, asleep. Half dazed, he didn't think much of it at first, but later that day, when his wife and stepdaughter both mentioned the exact same moment, realization struck like a lightning bolt. His wife had never left the bed. It was as if something had mimicked her voice. Disturbed, they blessed the house again. But peace never lasts long in homes like these. A few weeks later, his wife heard it again, the sound of heavy work boots climbing up the stairs, step by step, each thud closer until they stopped right outside their bedroom door. And then, silence. Nothing was there. A week after that, the narrator awoke around 3 a.m., that haunting hour. And in the doorway, silhouetted against the dim hallway light, stood a tall, dark figure. Frozen in terror, he screamed. His wife jolted awake, but when she looked, the figure was gone. They tried to move on, convincing themselves it had been a dream, a trick of the dark. But the house had other plans. Because one night, much later, his wife experienced something that would leave her shaken to her core. She'd gotten up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. From the silence of the house, she heard footsteps, familiar ones, coming from the basement door. Then the sound of someone walking through the kitchen, into the living room, down the hallway. The footsteps stopped right outside the bathroom door. Then came the sound of her husband's voice, the narrator's voice, softly talking to their dog. But when she returned to bed, she found him fast asleep, dead to the world. And that's when they realized whatever was in their home wasn't just haunting them, it was becoming them, mimicking their voices, their movements, their very essence. Since then, smaller things continued to happen. Whispers, shadows, objects moving slightly out of place. Nothing as dramatic as before, but always just enough to remind them that they weren't alone. What makes this story so disturbing isn't just the presence of a spirit, but the intelligence behind it. Whatever this was, it didn't just want to be seen, it wanted to blend in, to confuse, to imitate, to make the family question what was real and what wasn't. In paranormal research, entities that mimic loved ones are sometimes called doppelgangers or mimics. Some believe they are malevolent spirits that draw strength from confusion and fear. Others say they're echoes, imprints of energy repeating familiar patterns. But in this case, whatever it was, it seemed to know the family too well. So what do you think? Was this a case of residual energy, an intelligent haunting, or something far more sinister, something that wanted to replace them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've ever experienced something like this, a voice, a shadow, or a figure that seemed to be you, the uploader would love to hear your story. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to subscribe and join us again for more real encounters from the unknown. Until then, keep your lights low, your mind open, and remember, not every voice you hear in the dark belongs to someone you know.